off on Baseball Tonight, Gary Sheffield. Not going to be in that Yankee lineup for quite some time, electing to have surgery on his left wrist. Not expected back until September. GM Brian Cashman, hopeful and optimistic that this is not a season-ending option taken by Gary Sheffield. Meanwhile, Oakland could be feeling the effects. Rich Harden just came off the DL, made one start, and now he's back on the disabled list with a strained ligament in his right elbow. So the A's going to have to find somebody to take his spot in the rotation, if they've already done it some this year. Blue Jays, Orioles, Roy Halladay looking for his 7th straight win. Gets a few ground outs early on against Baltimore. Full highlights coming your way on Baseball Tonight. And Cubs and Reds, Bronson Arroyo. He can hit Glendon Rush. He had the opportunity on this night. He and his Reds looking to win their 8th straight. Top 4, Arroyo gets Aramis Ramirez to ground into 2. Bottom 4, Brandon Phillips, 2-run homer. Was that enough for the Reds? Could they win an 8th straight for the first time in 7 years? That's exactly what we're for. I'm Dari Noka. He's Oral Hershiser. He is Buster Olney. Thank you for watching Baseball Tonight. We start off with the New York Mets and the Arizona Diamondbacks. A chance for Duque for the Mets to face his old team, the Diamondbacks. Meanwhile, Claudio Vargas having some issues with Carlos Beltran in the 3rd. 2-run homer, 15 for Beltran. 3-0 Mets. A little bit later, 2nd and 3rd. Andy Chavez pulls it through the gap to right for a base hit. That scores a run, and it's 5-0 Mets. That ends an 0-for-13 slump for Chavez. 2 scores. Bottom 3, here he is, El Duque. He has struggled this year. ERA in the 6 range. Orlando Hudson hits the flip. Lasting millage. Everything this guy does is exciting.
You said El Duque's been struggling. Left-handed hitters have hit 372 off him this year, and the first 8 hitters were either left-handed or switch hitters.
Look at this, 9th inning. He's got a chance to close this thing out, and it gets Luis Gonzalez to fly to center to end the game. Last complete game was September 16th of 2000. That's when this one's 7-1.
He wasn't too pumped to go against his former team, was he?
Absolutely not. So El Duque, yeah, goes against his former team, is absolutely fantastic. That former team, guys, still struggling with everything involved with the Jason Grimsley story. The newest part of this thing, he was asked to wear a wiretap, asked to get in tight with some guys who might know Barry Bonds. It was all about tracking Barry Bonds, or so they say. This is an Arizona Republic story. He said no to the wiretap. But look, we still know he's admitted to steroid use reportedly. Human growth hormones also a factor. It's just a reminder of how serious this problem is in Major League Baseball. But now it might be up to Bud Selig to do something, Buster. What might he do from here?
Well, we've seen Bud Selig in the past. Twice he's basically put pressure on the union to reopen the labor agreement. Twice he's gotten concessions, and it's clear the high ground is out there. He could come out right now and say, I want blood testing from the union. I want to start saving the samples so we can test them down the road whenever we get a reliable HGH test. But it's kind of a difficult decision for him, because if he brings it out now, remember, they're negotiating the next collective bargaining agreement. This could have the effect of dropping a hand grenade right into that. Personally, I would do it, but I think right now that's something that Bud Selig's got to decide.
Well, and the Diamondbacks have to decide if they want to play baseball. They're 0-3, and they've looked terrible in the 3 games.
Outscored 25-5 in those 3 games.
Yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It's been absolutely terrible. Oral, what in the world is this team really dealing with right now?
Well, you're looking at some impact of distraction, and the team chemistry is going away, because when the chemistry is not there and the guys have to communicate, you talk about distraction. When this comes down and hits the club, it hit in about the 2nd inning a few games ago. Guys on the bench, all of a sudden, instead of breaking down the opposing team, instead of breaking down the competition, they're breaking down, oh my gosh, have you heard about what's going on with the steroids and the HGH and about Grimsley? And instead of concentrating on the opponent, they got to concentrate on this.
Plenty more on this on ESPN.com, where, of course, Jason Stark writing that what Jose Canseco was to the steroid mess, Jason Grimsley is to the HGH mess, the human growth hormone crisis. Check that out on ESPN.com. 5-0 rather against the Tigers this year. Kenny Rogers on the hill, and well, A.J. Pierzynski doing a little bit of damage with 2 outs. Jermaine Dye going to try to score all the way from first, and Pudge. Oh, the throw was there in plenty of time, inning over.
Got to send him with 2 outs.
Bottom 4, Juan Uribe up in a 2-2 game. Curtis Granderson, into the wall in center field.
You got to love the padding. That's not grandfathered in for a place like Wrigley, but all the new parks, you have to have padding on the wall.
Oh, a collision at Wrigley.
Except Philadelphia, Aaron Rowan.
Yes.
Ozzie Guillen in the 6th goes out to talk to John Garland, decided to leave him in the game, and that's not good because Carlos Guillen makes him pay for the decision.
Well, it's not hit well. That's what Ozzie will say in the postgame interview, though.
Yeah, Pudge scores 3-2 Tigers, and then Omar Infante grounded to short. He's going to flat out hustle. Beats out the throw. Guillen scores all the way from second. How about hustle there?
Good hustle, good call by the third base coach.
This is not John Garland's year. Home run there last year at this time, 9-2, 3.40, only 6 homers allowed. Right now, 4-3, 6.19, 19 homers allowed.
Yeah, you saw Marcus Timms, and there's Kenny Rogers finishing it up. 17th straight batter retired by Rogers. He went 7 innings, got 5 strikeouts, so the Tigers are now 1-5 against the White Sox this year.
Well, they've been struggling. They've lost 3 in a row. They had their stopper on the mound today. The veteran presence that they brought over with that young rotation, Kenny Rogers doing the job.
And you see what the Tigers have done, frankly, against everybody but the White Sox, Red Sox, and Yankees. That could be a fairly severe problem come the end of the season, come playoff time if they make it and face one of these teams. A's, Indians, little afternoon affair here. Jason Johnson, 1-8 career against the A's, and he runs into Dan Johnson in the second, former Nebraska Cornhusker. It's a double to the wall in left center, scoring Milton Bradley. Oakland had Esteban Loaiza on the hill coming off the DL. Oh, he's been terrible this year.
Watch the velocity here. When he went on the DL, it was 82, 84. He was at 89, 90 today. A great sign for Oakland, especially with Harden going on the DL.
Yep, Loaiza, 5 strikeouts in 7 innings of work, gave up just 4 hits and 1 run. Top 7, 2-zip A's, Nick Swisher at the plate, and Jason Johnson throws one into the dirt. Marco Scutaro scores.
Oakland, big injury scare. They thought Bobby Crosby might have a broken finger. X-rays, negative.
And it's 4-1 as the A's win. Just a reminder, Sunday night baseball. A big American League Central Division battle. It's Cleveland Indians headed to Chicago, take on the Chicago White Sox. Tommy, of course, getting to go up against his old team. 8 Eastern, Sunday night on ESPN. Due up on baseball tonight, the Yankees have more than their fair share of concerns, one being Curt Schilling on the hill tonight for the Red Sox. The other, of course, injuries. How long might Chef be on the shelf? Also, former Cy Young Award winners on the hill tonight. Roy Halladay hasn't lost in 9 starts, while Johan Santana looks for a win on the road. Those have not come easy for Johan this season. Our top 5 web gems still to come as well, and we'll touch them all.
Baseball Tonight, brought to you by Remington Titanium Shavers.
Welcome back. Baseball Tonight. Dari Nowkhah, Orel Hershiser, Buster Olney, and Gary Sheffield is elected to have surgery on his injured left wrist. That means it's almost impossible for him to play again before September. Yankees general manager Brian Cashman says, quote, "I'm told it's not a season-ending injury." So maybe some good news where there's bad for the Yankees. Meanwhile, that team finishing up a rain-shortened 3-game set with the Boston Red Sox at home. Derek Jeter still out with that banged-up thumb. Jason Varitek, 1 for 24 against the Yankees this season. Top 1, bases loaded. Hits one right back to Jarrett Wright, who goes home for 1 and on to first with a double play. 1 for 25.
Well, stay tuned. He might break out.
You have a feeling. Yeah, how about Johnny Damon breaking out in the first? That off Curt Schilling, Damon's 8th of the year.
Schilling and Beckett have allowed 19 homers since May 9th.
Yeah, Terry Francona, he's not too happy. 6th inning, Jarrett Wright, opposing hitters, 276 from the first inning to the 5th, 409 from the 6th on. Varitek, 2 on. Orel, you had a feeling he was going to do something.
Oppo stayed up, pitch hopping away. Jarrett's got to get the ball down. Varitek did the right thing with the mistake.
Manny scores, and Varitek ends that 1 for 26 drought against the Yankees. 3 batters later, 2 on, and Alex Gonzalez off Scott Proctor, and Alex Rodriguez, not a good defensive play at all. Here's another look. Actually, we'll show you Jason. Oh, my.
Scott Proctor in another game since up to May 20th, ERA 1.84. Since then, 10.13.
That's a problem. Varitek busts out against the Yankees. 9-3 Red Sox. They avoid the 3-game sweep. So, Alex Rodriguez, bad night. 0 for 4, 2 strikeouts. big error that gave Boston the lead. Buster, not a night to remember for that guy.
No, and I think the one thing that's clear when you talk to friends of Alex Rodriguez, what they see is a double-edged sword in his personality. He has a fear of failure, which drives him to work to be a great player. He's out to the park early every single day. On the other hand, the fear of failure absolutely drives him crazy when the spotlight's on. He's thinking about the ramifications. Think about this stat. 11 games against the Red Sox and Mets this year, he's got 5 errors. He's batting .227 against the Red Sox and Mets this year, .297 against the rest of baseball. This has been a recurring theme for Alex Rodriguez since he's been in New York. I think there's enough of a sample size we can simply say this is part of what Alex Rodriguez brings to the table. He has tough time in big spots.
Can you just care too much also?
Exactly. That's exactly what it
much.
is.
Yeah, because I was on a staff that coached with him, and you know what? This guy cares a lot. He wants to win, and he was so frustrated in Texas because we weren't winning.
Can't blame a man for having passion, but you want to be better against the Red Sox and Mets if you're a Yankee, no doubt about it. Roy Halladay, he's good. He's real good. He's on the hill for the Blue Jays against Baltimore. And how about Steve McNair? Finally signed his 5-year deal. He's a Raven, and he threw out the first pitch and even signed a few ticket stubs. Meanwhile, they did play baseball. Bottom 4, Corey Patterson using that speed. Roy Halladay throws one down the right field line.
He had nowhere to throw that ball.
Patterson, he just keeps on running. 2 batters later, Brandon Fahey up, and that little sinker ends up in left field. Oh,
horizontal.
Yes. Webb Jim nominee keeps the game at 2. Top 6. Jays down now. Frank Catalanato. Oh, we got issues. Kevin Millar at first can't make the play. Game tied at 3. Bottom 8. O's down 5-4. Millar at the plate. Oh boy, watch.
Oh,
no.
Check your teeth.
Eric Cooper.
Oh boy.
Recipient of a broken bat. Watch it again. Oh, Eric Cooper went down and, well, he got back up.
Take some aspirin. He's going to be sore tomorrow morning.
That's a tough hump. You got to be to take the abuse these guys take sometimes. Bottom 8. Oh, no. Fade. Facing Justin Spire, and Spire hits him. Ties the game at 5. And then after Brian Roberts walks, Scott Downs facing Melvin Mora. Another wild pitch. Orioles win it 7-5. Roy Halladay does not get the victory. Taking a look at Roy Halladay, what he's done as he was going for his 8th win of the year. He does not get it. He doesn't get the loss either. Just kind of the way it is. When he wins, he's flat out dominant. When he doesn't win, you know, he's not terrible often. He just doesn't take the losses. But he is a superstar pitcher, one of the best in the game without doubt. No doubt he wins with focus and concentration. And Oral Hershiser shows us the method of concentration that Oral used in his playing days.
Early in my career and in big game situations early, I found that it was very hard to concentrate when I got to the big league level. I would pick up the vendor or the mascot or the on-deck circle. I would pick up the opposing team. So I had to build in boundaries to allow myself what to think and what I would see. So out here out on the grass, I would allow myself to think about the situation. Man on first and second. Where are my fielders? What kind of pitch do I need to have? Where's the wind blowing? On this dirt, when I got to the mound, I allowed myself to think about strategy. What kind of pitch? What do I need to do to get this double play? What do I want to do to strike this hitter out? Once I had the pitch, I got onto the rubber. When I was on the rubber, it was all about execution. And visually, instead of wandering around and seeing things and picking up information, I took my eyes and went down. Now when I was down, it was rubber, dirt, grass, dirt, catcher's fingers, and glove. And once I had that, the execution thought, the breath, and the delivery of the pitch. Hopefully a positive result. But remember, you're back out here. A new situation, a new strategy, and a new execution. And in doing that, as a pitching coach of the Texas Rangers or as a teammate, as a veteran, I would give that as an example. Some way for somebody else maybe to build their own regiment, their own repertoire. Not something they had to do, but something just as a living example. And it really helped me concentrate and get some tunnel vision. And I used it for all of my career.
Time for a mobile ESPN alert. Pirates and Giants, 4-4 in the 9th. Giants with a runner on. Randy Wynn pops one up. Easy play for Jose Castillo. Not easy, and he did not make it.
Oh.
That's a problem. Runner over to third. Pittsburgh eventually loads up the bases. Matt Capps, problematic. Wild pitch to wild pitch, and Elizardo Alfonso scores. Pittsburgh now 6-18 over one-run games. Giants are victorious.
Cap's normally a control guy.
Problem there. Wild pitch. Not a good thing. Johan Santana, not a lot of wild pitches. He is a very good thing. Taking them out for the Twins against the Mariners. Bottom one, Santana with a 1-run lead. Raul Ibanez, though, hits one to center field, scoring Adrian Beltre. Game tied at 1. Bottom 2, Minnesota now up 2-1. Santana just starts to settle down. That one in the dirt, but it's a good pitch in the dirt.
Changeup.
It's Rene Rivera, then gets a little bit of offensive help as Lou Ford hits one deep off the wall. Tony Batista scores, as does Juan Castro. 5-1 Minnesota. Top 6, same score, Joe Mauer. Joe Mauer.
He's only hitting .379 after this game.
Leads the majors. Joe Mauer. I don't know how many people know that. They should.
He just served that ball out there right. It was a great swing. Kept the bat on the same plane as the pitch.
And then Pinheiro to Jake Woods. That scores Lou Ford and Joe Mauer, who you just saw with a big hit. Twins go up 7-1. Bottom 6, Richie Sexton at the dish, and that's a base hit. Right off Matt Guerrier, and it injures his right thumb. It broke his right thumb. And that's not good. So the Twins go on to win by a score of 7-3, despite losing a pitcher. Due up, Bill Hall on Mother's Day with a pink bat, had the good walk-off home run. He was trying to duplicate that feat for the Brew Crew today. Let you know if he can do that. Andy Pettitte. What's going on with Andy Pettitte in Houston? 1 loss, and he sets a career high for losses before the All-Star break. Did that happen to the Astros? Let you know. Welcome back to baseball tonight. Cubs and Reds, first of 4 in Cincinnati. Glendon Rush. Oh, no. Remember, Bronson Arroyo hit 2 home runs in the first week of the season off Glendon Rush.
Notice that was a fastball.
Notice he just started in a home run trot about 1 step out of the box.
He had a feeling.
Notice that's a fastball.
Yeah. Again, he had a feeling. So here we go. Bottom 2, 2 outs. Glendon Rush with a man he just doesn't want to see, and it is the pitcher. It is Arroyo. I didn't get some chase.
Notice that's a breaking ball.
Maybe he learned something about Bronson Arroyo. Bottom 4, 1 on. Reds up 2-1. They do go deep off Glendon Rush more than one time in this game. Brandon Phillips, number 6 on the year. 2-run homer puts Cincinnati up 4-1. This is a team going for their 8th straight win, and if they win, their sole possession of first in the NL Central because the Cardinals did not play. David Ross, former Dodger, where you been? Former Pirate, where you been?
Everybody said Goodfield no hit. He's hitting .344, 6 bombs.
6 bombs for David Ross. It's 5-1. Next up, Bronson Arroyo. Well,
fastball, but not down the middle.
Glendon's figured something out, or I have a feeling. Arroyo pitching well, though, too. He's not hitting so well, but he's pitching well. Gets Ronnie Cedeno swinging in the 5th.
6. He's getting in 12 of his 13 starts. He's gone 6 or more innings, giving them absolute consistency this season.
8th win of the year. He is 8-2. Bronson Arroyo and the Reds in first place. They've won 8 straight for the first time since '99. Meanwhile, Braves starting a 7-game road trip in Houston. Good thing, because they were 2-8 on their 10-game homestand. John Thompson struggled of late after a great start facing Lance Berkman. And Berkman, wow. How far do you have to hit it to get it out right there?
One of the more deceptive bodies in the big leagues for a power hitter.
Oh, yeah.
How do people call him chubby?
I'll tell you, Andy Pettitte, hot or cold, he can do it. But you know what? When he's hot, the hands are a little closer to the body, the delivery's not as deep, got a better line to the plate, and he threw the ball well tonight.
Now, John Thompson getting a runner home there, helping himself. Jeff Francoeur, who also homered. Did I say he scored? He didn't score.
He didn't. Brad Ausmus, great hands on this play. Look how he controls his ball.
Chest protector, mask, back to the glove, in the hand.
You almost think if Francoeur had actually slid around the tag, he'd have been safe.
Oh, you think dance moves are hard?
How about Berkman again?
Berkman did well. Brad Lidge, scoreless in 11 of his last 13 outings since they started working from the windup.
18 homers on the year for Berkman, and Pettitte does not get his 8th loss, which would have been the most before the All-Star break in his career. Alfonso Soriano, get the feeling he might like playing in D.C. Nationals and Phillies 2-2 game. Well, he walks in the 5th. Next up, Royce Clayton with Soriano on second, and Clayton doubles into left. Soriano scores, and it's a 3-2 Nationals lead. This team going for their 7th win in 8 games.
Boom.
Oh,
Home runs in 13 of his last 25 games.
Unbelievable run for Alfonso. 23 home runs on the year. Look, Sal Fasano, he wants a pitch low and away, and that's not low and away.
He's going to make you pay. This young man, he had controversy in the outfield, but not where he hits in the order. Production everywhere.
Chad Cordero, 8 for 8 in save ops. He enters in the 9th, and that's off Aaron Rowan off of him. What a play by Damian Jackson.
He took a route like an infielder.
Wisconsin Web Gym nominee. Cordero gets the save. Nationals win it 5-2. 7 wins in 8 games for Washington. Meanwhile, Padres and Brewers finishing up a 4-game set at Miller Park. Trevor Hoffman looking for his 450th career save, but he had some problems.
That would have been a game ender right there.
Khalil Greene not helping him out there at all with his team up. So what does that mean? Well, Brady Clark, he's next up. Brady Clark singles to center, scoring Carlos Lee. The score's tied at 3. Blown save for Hoffman, but it wasn't all his fault. Bill Hall in the 10th with a chance to be the hero. How about Bob Uecker?
Something about big moments and Bill Hall. He has come up with a lot of huge hits late in games in the last couple of years. 2-2. Swinging a fly ball to right. Back toward that wall. And gone! Walk-em-off. It's a Brewer win. Bill Hall to the opposite field with his 14th home run of the year, and he has done it again.
Just a bit outside the wall in right. You know, they were 0-28 when trailing after.
What a great call that was. What a setup.
Good to have Uecker every night. Due up on baseball tonight. We're going to touch them all. Big home runs on this Thursday. We'll show them to you. Alfonso Soriano, you saw his 23. Wow. That's the incorrect spelling, right? Okay, yeah. That would be an E. Meanwhile, you want pitching? Turn your head. This is ugly. Rangers and Royals. Royals trying to avoid a 10th-straight home loss, and that's Ian Kinsler turning on the pitch from Kyle Snyder. First start of the year for Snyder, and it was short. Meanwhile, Rangers up. Mark DeRosa trying to change that or give them a bigger lead. Scores 2, and it's 10-4. Rangers score 8.
It's over, right? It's over.
You think so, right? 10-4 game. Forget it. Royals are done, but back they come. Down 11-6. David DeJesus scores a couple. It's 11-8. They don't want to. They do not want a double-digit losing streak at home and on the road already this season, which is what they'd have. Bottom 5, Scott Feldman. DeJesus gets the better end of that with a second home run of the year. 11-10. Bottom 7. Royals down 1. DeJesus. That's a single, scoring Martin, and it's 11-11 all of a sudden, Buck.
Here they come.
Doug Minkiewicz up then with 2 on in the 7th still. He singles. John Buck scores. DeJesus
Outfielders
scores.
are exhausted.
Well, I'm telling you, I'm exhausted doing the highlight. 13-11 Royals. They were down a bunch.
Final damage report, 35 hits, 8 walks, and 4 errors.
Brought to you by Buster Olney. 16-12 and the Royals finally win at home. All right, how about more home runs? We could have done all touch 'em all Royals Rangers edition, but we're gonna expand this a little bit. Johnny Damon.
Hello, old friend.
Yeah, off of Kurt Schilling.
Nice greeting.
Wow, 8th home run of the year. First career homer against Schilling in 13 ABs. How about Bernie Williams? Playing time has been there, and it's going to continue to be there.
Hello, old friend.
Back-to-back games for the second time this season that Williams has homered in. Veritek.
Can we get out of this stadium?
Maybe. I think we're going to head that way. Yes, next one is that way. It's Tony Womack. First home run since July of 04. 596 ABs, and he comes against the team he started the season with.
He takes it personally when they try to jam him.
Sounds like Ozzie Smith's record.
How about Paul Konerko? Black Oral, former Dodger.
The ball can carry out there to right center. Holy smokes, he hit it there.
Kenny Rogers, an island in the stream on that one. That's ugly. How about Alfonso Soriano?
Lucky whip.
Number 23 gave up number 23 to Alfonso Soriano. 6 homers in his last 11 games. Moises Alou.
Watch the hands.
He's back. He's aging. And he's a giant, so they're all aging, right?
Quick hands, calm body.
8th home run of the year for him. 25th home run against the Pirates in his career. Carlos Beltran off Claudio Vargas, his 15th of the year.
Looks pretty healthy there, coming back from an injury. Oh, yeah.
Mets win. Diamondbacks are a mess in more ways than one. Lance Berkman then At the bottom of the 4th, and then the bottom of the 6th off John Thompson.
He's got 51 RBI. We got to be talking about him in the MVP race now that Pujols is down.
Good point. Lance Berkman getting some pub. Buster likes him. And then Bill Hall. Second time in less than a month. First one was on Mother's Day. This one just because. 10th inning walk-off. And it's not pink. First walk-off home run for Bill Hall this year without a pink bat. It's got to mean something, right? Man, oh man, oh man. Take a look at your home run tracker. Bill Hall quickly climbing up the chart, guys. You take a look at career walk-off home runs among active players. Well, he's still 7 behind Barry Bonds, but he's getting up there with Mike Piazza and Chipper Jones.
Big names there.
He is Bill Hall. He is the Milwaukee Brewers. Certainly a part of it. Matt Weiner's up next. We'll get to him momentarily. Meanwhile, due up. How about your top 5 web gems? Do they all have to be major leaguers? No, they don't. Matt Weiner going to also tell us what's coming up on NBA Fast Break.
Dari, Paul Silas, and D. Brown will explain why the Heat didn't get Shaq more shots in Game 1.
Web Gems, brought to you by Remington Titanium Shavers.
And here you go. Top 5 web gems of the night. Number 5, Detroit's Curtis Granderson. 1 Uribe, deep to right center. Curtis Granderson's going to track it down. Look for the red sign. That's where you'll find him.
Bravery.
Yeah. Hustle, bravery. Hopefully he'd have done it at Wrigley Field, right? Number 4, Johnny Damon.
He's had a few of these against the Red Sox.
Got it. Alex Gonzalez, shallow fly, and here he comes.
The strength of his D is coming in on the ball.
Yeah, he touched them all and webbed him. Johnny Damon everywhere. Also his 8th career home run, first against his old mate, Kurt Schilling. Number 3, Toronto's Reed Johnson. This thing's sinking quick against Baltimore. Oh.
Sinker ball pitcher on the mound. Left fielder can cheat in, and he sure did. Plus, he laid out.
He did. He came in like a flash. David Bell, number 2. Marlon Byrd smokes one down the line, but oh, look at Bell.
Quick feet.
Quick feet, gets up and guns him out. Byrd was moving, too. You got a couple of replays. This is that good.
Remember his father. He could do that also.
Buddy, best web gem. Well, one of them. We've got 2 at number 1. This one's Damian Jackson. Oh, he loses his footing. Kind of had to reverse himself, right? Keep this in mind, because also at number 1, a prep schooler in Texas. High schooler Clayton Mott. Very similar play to the one you just saw by Damian Jackson. This a 4A championship game for New Braunfels.
It's over his head. It's over his head.
No chance, right? Oh!
Wow.
That's better than Damian.
I think so.
Come on. Clayton Mott. We're now joined on Baseball Tonight by Clayton Mott from Texas, joining us on the phone. Clayton, congratulations on the state title and all that, but really, what does it mean to be the recipient of the number 1 web gem of the night?
Oh, as great of an honor as that is, I think the state title with my best friends is probably a little bit better, as exciting as all this is.
What? Really?
I don't know, just fighting with the whole season with all those guys, and they're all like brothers to me, and I guess this is just bonus compared to what we did today.
Clayton, take us through the play. How did it happen?
Well, I remember being out in center, and I saw it come off the bat, and I knew that guy put a good pop into it, and so I was running back, and I guess the wind kind of turned it on me. That's how I got turned around, and then I saw it going over my head and just laid out for it, and I don't know, just came down with it.
He is Clayton Mott. Clayton, congrats on the title. Nice catch, and thanks for the time.
All right, thank you.
And really, he says the state title was his highlight of the night. It wasn't that. It wasn't talking to me. He was so excited to talk to Oral earlier in the night. What was the conversation like? He was fired up.
Well, he was fired up, and I told him the only disappointment of the night was that probably prom's not next week. You know, you wouldn't have got a better date. But he said, you know what? I had an awesome date. You know what? My girlfriend's here hanging. I know you guys want me on later, and I'll be there.
Ever
What
see
a great
play
spring for him.
Oh, play like that out of a high school kid, and his team wins the title. And
well, the score was 3-1 at the time.
Yeah.
They won 4-1. He stopped the rally. There was a man on first at the time. It was fantastic.
It was a better play than Damian Jackson.
it was. I mean, we gave him a co-number 1, but really, Clayton, in all of our hearts, you, my friend.